All right, good afternoon. Info Sam here again with an update on what's happening in Ruth. Ruth is under an evacuation, and it's an evacuation order, and I can't stress how important it is to not be in Ruth right now. The reports I'm receiving from firefighters in Ruth, the reports I'm receiving from my operations chief, it's astounding that people are still in there. Trust me, I've been in fire long enough to know that people resist evacuation, but we're moving firefighters back to regroup because of the flaming fronts that are still in Ruth. The ember showers are causing spot fires around, propane tanks are exploding, trees are coming down, and firefighters in Ruth are telling me that people are around their house in blue jeans and t-shirts with garden hoses, thinking that they're going to protect their home. No life is worth that. It just isn't. If you know somebody that's still in there and you're not in there, you need to reach out to these people and tell them that this is not the place to be. Our firefighters are wearing protective equipment. They're wearing no-mix shirts and pants that when they're in these ember showers, they won't ignite, they won't burn. Our firefighters are wearing this protective gear. They're looking out for each other. They have their fire shelters with them should it come to a worst case situation. There are so many hazards around in structure fires that you can't even imagine. There's a reason that the structure fire guys wear the respirators and the breathing units. There's a reason for all of that. It's safety of the firefighters. And if we have firefighters in there who are looking out for civilians who are refusing to leave when it's obvious that they shouldn't be there, please, you've got to go. The roads going north out of Ruth are open. You can go north to 36 and head west through Dinsmore and out to Eureka. The Sheriff's Office is asking for an evacuation. We're asking for an evacuation. Please, before somebody gets seriously hurt, California does not need to lose any more civilians due to wildfires, especially when it's preventable such as this. There's just no excuse for it. I'm a homeowner. I'm a stuff hoarder. I can't imagine losing my stuff. But none of my stuff is worth my life, and I just can't stress that enough. Fires on both sides of the lake, and it's scattered all about. The winds are still strong. The red flag warning has been extended until 2100 tonight, late into the evening. The winds are not diminishing. It's super dry. The fuels have been super dry coming into this. We've been repeating this with our fire behavior analyst. The story hasn't changed. We've been trying to tell you about this for days now, and now is the time. This is the reason to no longer be there. Our spike camp, they're defending the spike camp. Our firefighters are sheltering there. Our overhead personnel who aren't out on the fire line swinging a Pulaski are sheltering there in safe zones that we've created because the fire has come around the spike camp. Watts Lake is catching spots from embers that are being carried from the winds from this. This fire is advancing. You need to heed the warnings. Warnings for Humboldt County for evacuation means you need to be getting prepared to go. If you receive the notice to go, you need to check on your neighbors, know who needs help to leave. If you have large animals that's got to go, you need to be thinking about that. Prepare to go. Think of your neighbors. Please help each other. Pay attention to the news alerts. Pay attention here on Facebook. I really can't stress this anymore. Any more detail just isn't going to get lost. Stubborn residents are refusing to leave. People think that, well, I'm safe because I'm on a hill. Fire, it's the terrain. Fire runs uphill. They say, well, I'm safe because I'm not up here where fire runs. Burning debris on the hill falls over, rolls down the hill, and starts a fire down at the bottom of the hill. There is no safe place to be. Our firefighters are engaged where it's safe for them to be. But right now, for what's happening in Ruth, they've had to fall back, regroup, and come back at it from another angle so that it's safe for them to work to try and bring a little bit of order to the chaos that is in Ruth right now. If you're in Ruth and you're not a firefighter assigned to this fire, you truly need to be leaving the area. The visibility is poor, but the road is open. Firefighters are ensuring that if trees come across the road, they're immediately clearing them from the roadway. It's places where rock and debris are coming down on the road. We have heavy equipment there to move rock and debris off the roads. We're working hard to leave the egress routes open so that civilians can leave the area. Anything else I need to add? We got some late breaking stuff coming in here. Mike.
Okay. Sam, I just want to say we're getting comments, and most of the comments are people reiterating and thanking you for what you're saying. Somebody asks, are you going to stop the fire from going west? And I think you've already made the point. We can't predict something like that, right? It's
difficult with the wind carrying the debris. You know, this is a natural disaster. This fire in particular is a lightning-started fire. Lightning is a very natural thing occurring in the wilderness. And much like other natural disasters, you don't stand in front of a hurricane and build contingency lines to divert a hurricane. You don't stand in front of a tornado, build contingency lines and breaks to protect structures and people from tornadoes. We advise evacuations. We tell you to shelter in safe places. Those are the way that you deal with natural disasters. This is another natural disaster that you just can't be in front of. So please heed our warnings. I can't imagine if I'd have to stand up here and report on fatalities. Right now, our firefighters are accounted for, and they're engaged where they can safely engage in trying to bring order to this fire. So please, and as I get updates through the afternoon, and if the weather changes, I'll certainly come back here and plead with you more, and also just to keep you updated with what's going on. The Zog fire is still growing and advancing towards 36 over here. We have moved out of our spike camp here and moved to a safer place. We're heeding our own warnings and taking our own advice to keep our firefighters safe. So please, Miss Aubrey, one of my other information officers here, what have you got?
It looks like your message has got across to some people. So for people at the Ruth Airport who may have joined late to this live meeting, can you emphasize the route that they need to take to get out of there?
As far as I know, there's a road on the east side of Ruth Lake to go, and over here is at the Van Dusen Highway that goes north out of here. The two routes that you know of that lead to 36 are open, and firefighters are working to keep those open for people to leave the area. And if we're good for right now, folks, we'll still be monitoring Facebook and answering your questions as they come in. But if you know folks in there, please reach out to them. That's it for now. Thank you very much.